Hi, it's Ashlyn Giza YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about ESP. ESP is extrasensory perception. Sorry, had a little trouble saying that one. Um, so basically, the reason why I'm talking about ESP today is because um, I actually am gifted with ESP and I wanted to share my story. So, when I was a little girl, I was about 9 years old when this happened, and I my grandpa and grandma were at their home. We were gonna go visit them later on that night, but we weren't gonna go till later. Me and my parents and my brothers and sisters. But my dad was gonna take us shopping first, because he liked to take us shopping and out to eat a whole lot. But because he didn't really have time to prepare a meal, him and my mom and stuff like that, because my dad worked 7 in the morning to 7 at night shift, so as a chemist. So he did long hours, nonetheless. So when he spent time with us, he liked to take us out a lot. But we were shopping, and I all of a sudden just had this feeling inside me that I needed to tell my parents we had to see my grandpa right now. And I didn't, at the time I didn't know why I had that feeling. I don't know why I kept getting these thoughts. Tell your parents to go see your grandpa. Your grandpa's not doing good. Your grandpa's going to pass away. I kept thinking that in my head. I kept getting these thoughts. And so I threw a fit. I cried, and my mom could even tell everybody the story because she remembers I was crying and throwing a fit. So um, they finally gave in and were like, okay, we should leave the stores and go now, to see what was going on. So nonetheless, I was crying. I was throwing a fit. I said, hurry, hurry, let's go see Grandpa. He's gonna die. He's sick. And I was crying. And and he was sick for a while too. He had cancer, but I was only 9, and I didn't know how all that worked. I didn't, and I didn't know he was gonna pass away like that day, but this is what I'm leading up to. So once I threw a fit to my parents after a while, they finally gave in and they're like, okay, this is weird. She's throwing a fit that we have to go now. We better go. They left, and we drove. We were about a half hour away from where my grandparents lived. We went to my grandparents' house, pulled up to the driveway, and my uncle, he's actually my cousin, but I'm Filipino, and in the Philippines we usually call anyone who's older than us aunts and uncles. So my cousin's a lot older than me, a lot older than me. So we call him, I call him uncle. So my uncle ran out, and he said, Ben passed away. He passed away, and was upset and crying. And Ben is my grandpa. So, and Ben is also my dad too. He's Ben Jr., and then my grandpa's Ben Sir. So Ben, my grandpa, Ben Sir, he passed away. Just like I was telling my mom and dad that I felt that he was gonna die, he was gonna pass away that day. I had to see him. So that was my first experience with ESP and sensing that something wasn't right. And then my second encounter was when I was a little bit older. I was about 13 years old. I have this friend. I'm still friends with him, but I had this friend, and we were really super close. And we were in middle school at the time, 13, and I had this weird, again, thoughts popping in my head, little like vision of his uncle being shot. Now, I never met his uncle. I didn't even know if he had an uncle, like if his mom or dad had a brother. So I didn't know anything like that. I just had this sense, this feeling, these thoughts and vision. Um, and I thought, okay, I need to call my friend right now. I feel like I should call him. So I called my friend and I said, hey, and I won't say my friend's name. Hey, I'm having these weird thoughts and visions that your uncle's gonna get shot. And my friend was a little upset. He's like, why would you say something like that? That's weird, and like kind of a little upset and mad with me. And I understand why, because it's really weird when you don't understand ESP or people with psychic abilities or any type of ability at all. You don't understand it, and you don't want to believe it either half the time, because it's a rare thing. Not everyone can do it. Not everyone is gifted. So um, he was confused and wondering why I was saying that. Okay, so 2 weeks passed after I called him and told him that his uncle was gonna get shot and pass away, and he called me and said, "Ashley, you're never gonna believe this." And I was like, "What?" And he said, "My uncle passed away." And of course, in an upsetting, really sad voice, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm sorry." And I said my friend's name. I'm sorry. And then uh, after that, I mean, I knew really after that there was something different about me. Um, so I, and after that experience right there when I was 13, I realized not to tell people, not to just go off and tell anybody, "Hey, I'm gifted with a slight psychic ability. I have an ESP ability, and I'm able to sense and envision certain things before they happen." Um, and there's things like clairvoyance and stuff like that too. You can Google and research as well. But so nonetheless, more events started popping up. I told my mom, I was like, I'm getting this really bad sense and feeling. I keep hearing car accident, and I don't know why. Well, one day I went over to her house. She was parked straight like this, facing her house, headlights facing her house. I was parked like this behind her. And usually people kind of peek in the rearview mirror before they back up, but I don't think she did or something like that. And when she backed up, she hit my car. She bumped into my car. And so we were looking at each other after that happened, like, what the heck? There's the car accident type thing. But that wasn't it. That wasn't the car accident thing. A week later, after my mom runs into the side of my car, me and one of my ex-boyfriends, we were going to pick up my son after we watched a football game with some friends. And all of a sudden, it was one of those cotton candy sunsets, and he was just quickly telling me to look up, or look out the window. He's like, look how pretty the sky is right now. And I was driving, and I did a quick one of these, and then back at the car in front of me. But that was, I mean, it was so quick that this lady in front of me slammed her brakes on. I mean, I just took my eyes off for a quick second, and this lady in front of me slammed her brakes on, because obviously someone else in front of her was stopping. And I hit her, she hit another person, and they hit another person, they hit another person. So it was like a 4 or 5 car pileup on this road, that on the way to picking up my son. So there was the car accident that I kept hearing. And this was just a week after my mom bumped into my car, and then I hit that lady's car, and all those cars hit each other. So I mean, there's just a lot of crazy stuff. So needless to say, those are just a couple of stories of that I wanted to share that happened to me and how I envision things. And I like to also talk about how having that sense can actually really help people. It can help people be more cautious and aware, because I've actually heard car accident for a couple other people that have came to me for readings, and a lady messaged me back and said that she had gotten a new car and then gotten in a car accident, but luckily no one was hurt. And I'm really happy, of course, happy nobody got hurt. But if I can, sense something like that and help people not to get in a car accident because I'm able to make them more cautious and aware that that might happen, then I'm so glad that I can do that. Some people use their gifts for not such good causes, like to make money and stuff like that, or like if they're doing like black magic and spells and things like that, I don't get into really. But uh, so yeah, I've been able to do this since I was a little girl. I actually have a reading page on Facebook, um, and stuff like that. But so, ESP, you can have like little visions. You can have, you can hear certain things. You can see people's auras. I'm able to see people's auras as well. And a lot of people, like, I learned not to tell just anybody about what I can do because, like I said earlier in their video, people might not believe you or just think you're crazy or don't know enough about it to, understand. So, I mean, I just wanted to make the video in case there was anybody else that has the same ability, ESP ability, or any other psychic abilities that they may have, and let you guys know that you're not alone and you're not weird and you're not going crazy. That this is really a real gift from God. And I've even known to hear some mediums and psychics and ESP people with those abilities that are able to help the FBI solve cases and the police help solve cases and stuff like that. So they, because they're able to tell them kind of what happened in different rooms and stuff like that. Let's just say if there was a uh, case in somebody's house that the police had to solve. It's been known. I mean, you can Google and read about it too, and just look up some different articles and whatnot, or go to the library. It's pretty cool. So, I mean, but I am thinking about sometime opening up a private reading page so I can give private readings, but and maybe charge a very small price, but I don't really even want to do that. Maybe a donation thing, because I don't believe in taking monies for a natural gift that you were given from God. I am a big believer in Jesus Christ, and I know most people, or a lot of people nowadays, don't believe in God, and that's fine. I'll never press what I believe on anybody else. I believe that everybody should be able to believe what they want to believe, and it's their own free will. That's what God gave us, is what I always say, our own free will. I even have a couple friends that are Satanists, which a lot of people that I'm friends with or family with would not really like that if they knew. But I don't really care because like I just said, I don't judge people, and I don't think that that's what makes people who they are. Because the couple friends I have that are Satanists are really actually nice people, and I'm not going to not be friends with somebody just because of what they believe or don't believe. It's not, that's not fair. So I just wanted to say that. And another reason why I don't tell people about what I can do too is because um, I have family that doesn't like that kind of stuff. And on my husband's side of the family, they don't like this kind of stuff, nor do they probably believe, they don't probably believe it either. So it's, it's hard. It's hard to, explain to people what it is. And, you can't help it. And, it's a really cool ability. So, but that's what it is. It's extra sensory perception. And you can Google it and find out more information about it. And there's also more YouTube videos than just mine. But I just wanted to share my story with you guys. And uh, if you guys want to know my reading page, I'll try to comment it below the link. I'm not sure if it'll let me or not, but I do have a page on Facebook if you guys want to join. So um, that's my story, and tomorrow I will be on with another life topic. Thank you guys.